everybody, welcome back to Ask Nanny Q. So this week we're talking about blended families. I have a blended family and my husband comes from a blended family also. And it's not as easy as people say it is. It started out, with us just being friends. My kids had never really seen me date. And the reason being, I'm a very private person unless I want you to know something. And that even comes with my kids. I didn't want them to get excited about somebody and me and him didn't work out. And I didn't want to bring the wrong energy around my kids. So I was very, level 50 when it came to people meeting my kids and talking to them, anything. So when I first started talking to my husband, we met at Waffle House too, y'all. When I first started talking to him, we were just friends. We met around April. In November, he came over for Thanksgiving. My kids just thought it was just a friend of mine, nothing real big. Then he came over a few more times, but mostly when just pick me up, not come in and talk to him, nothing like that. Then he came over for the second year for Thanksgiving, and we started talking more, and we started going out, and I asked my kids, how do y'all feel about Mr. Jason? And they were like, oh, he cool. My son was like, I like him. Me and him can sit up and talk forever. And my daughter was like, yeah, he cool. I mean, it ain't no big deal. And I was like, okay, cool. My husband would make sure that we did things as a family. Even when me and him were dating, we went to dinner together. He would take the kids to dinner. To this day, him and our daughter still do daddy-daughter stuff. Movies, before COVID, dinner, pedicure, manicure. Every year for her birthday, they spend the whole day together. I start off with breakfast. He takes her wherever she want to go, and they do whatever they want to do together. And it's been going on for so long, and it's given her memories that lets her know how special she is. Him and our son, same thing. The relationship was cool. When my son got a little older, around 15, between 15 and 17, my son literally lost his mind. When I say that, a lot of teenagers literally lose their mind between 15 and 17. That's why a lot of times they act out. My son did. And he was taking us down through there. When I say taking us down through there, the closer I got to a wedding, the closer my son act out. And at first it was like, you like him. You call him Pop. Where is the disconnect? What is going on? And we would argue. Oh my God, it was so much, y'all. However, we made it through. Me and him had to make sure that we stayed a team through the whole thing. I didn't interfere with what they were doing. I wasn't like, oh, you're not going to do this to my son, or you're not going to do this to my daughter. No. After we had been together for a while, I started stepping back and allowing him to be the person who told them the yes and no, who was the strict parent. I kind of stood back because I wanted to see, one, if he was going to be able to do it, two, how my kids were going to react to it, and three, if I was strong enough to allow somebody to come in and help me with my kids when I had been doing it for so long by myself. And I prayed about it. I literally fasted on it, and God said, I sent you what you told me you wanted. So let him be the man. You got it. My husband did amazing. He still does amazing, even though they are 21 and 22. You would think that that's their biological father. He has never missed a beat, and I think it's because a lot of it, prayer. I did the, what I wanted in a man, what I didn't want in a man, and I made sure that I talked to my kids about what was going on with me and him. I asked them questions. I didn't put them in the blind and just up one day and be like, oh, I got a man. No, I'm dating. I really like him. How do y'all feel about him? And because the guy who signed their birth certificate wasn't around, it made our blended family a whole lot better. It made a lot of choices that I was able to make better because I didn't have to go through a third party. It was just me and Jason. And with him having an amazing stepfather himself, he had great examples. So he knew the do's and the don'ts. And you know, he told me he was such a butthole when he was younger to his stepdad, but his stepdad never gave up on him. So that same grace that his stepfather had, he passed that down to Jason. And I love him for that, because Jason knew what a dad was. And Jason's biological father is amazing too. So to have two amazing men around him taught him a lot of stuff when it came to fatherhood, even though he didn't have any kids himself. So I'm very grateful for that. And my friends who were doing the blended family, who had, you know, the other mate around, they always said things were hard because of schedules, the things that were said around the kids, how the kids act about, you know, their relationships. And me having so much experience with kids, I always tell them, if your child is clingy or crying when you walk out the room, something ain't right. And don't be like, oh, that's because it's somebody new. I know kids who don't know me from a rock on the street, and they'll walk up to me and put their hands out. And I always tell people, because my energy is good. Kids know bad energy. Kids know demons. So don't make it seem like, oh, I'm so in love with him, but my babies, they just, no, pay attention, because that person is doing something you're not. They're doing something around your kids that they're not doing around you. I tell people that about daycares too. If your kid been at the same daycare for more than 45 days and they still cry every day you drop them off, it's time to find another daycare or something ain't right. But back to the blended. So, because I get all off. So, my husband was amazing. Great father. Great. And I still laugh because I tell him, if we have a baby, that baby's going to have you wrapped around their finger. Because our daughter has him wrapped around her finger. Our son has him wrapped around his finger. It is so funny to see somebody 6'4" big teddy bear. Yeah. Like, for my daughter's prom, he walked her in. That was her date. Like they do. God couldn't given me a better piece to my puzzle than my husband. He literally completed my puzzle that I thought that I didn't need. Because for so long I was told that I'd never meet anybody who wanted to marry me because I already had a ready-made family. A ready-made family is a woman that has kids already. And then with me having 2 kids, oh, everybody was like, oh, 1 kid, you know, most guys are cool, but 2 kids, And nope. All the naysayers and all that stuff was looking like, oh, she got her a good man too. I didn't settle. When God told me no, I said, okay, no. Some of them I, tried to fight him over because it was more lust than anything, but most of the time I was like, bye. Guys always like, why you don't never let me meet your kids? No, I'm good. I made sure that I paid attention to their energy. I made sure that I wanted somebody that my kids were able to see me do stuff that they never seen me do. Like, my kids had never seen me in the bed with a man until I was with Jason. My kids had never seen me kiss a man in front of them, besides the guy who signed their birth certificate, but they were real little then. My kids had never seen me say I love you to somebody and smile like that with a man. Well, with a man like that. So I was so secretive about my love life because I didn't want it to mess them up. I wanted somebody around them that not only showed my son what a man is, but showed my daughter what a man is supposed to be for her, not just me. And my husband did that. He made sure that he loved on all of us in areas that we didn't even know we needed love in. And I always thank him for never giving up, because being a single mom of 2 was so hard. I never thought that I will find love again because of the things that happened in my past, and because of words that were, said over my life so many times. And I never forget, my bishop told me, and I talked about this in my co-parenting video, that me and their father were meant to have them, but it was going to be another man that came along to take care of them, and that was Jason. And I thank God that I was patient and I listened to him and not listened to my flesh when it came to our dating. Because a lot of times I, blocked my blessing because I was in my flesh. I didn't know what real love was. I didn't know, how to treat things. And I felt like I always had to be the alpha and everything. And my husband was like, no, I'm the alpha. We're going to do this. And I had to allow him to lead. So as the kids got older, I took a step back and allowed him to parent. And it was probably one of the best decisions I made, because it showed my son, ways that a man can teach you. It showed my daughter things that a man can teach his daughter. I was the mom and the dad for so long, but my kids needed that male figure around. My kids needed that positive man around in the household. And I'm happy that I found somebody. Well, I'll take that back. I'm happy that we found each other. Some of the things that we did to make sure our blended family worked, we were a team. You can't ask me and I say no and then go ask him and he say yes. Because 9 times out of 10, my husband will say, what your mama say? What your mama say? We stayed a team on that. We made sure that we, started new traditions with the kids. And this is stuff that I also tell my clients who are in blended families. Now, like, I used to nanny for a family. It was a shared nanny, which I was at the mom house sometimes, I was at the dad house sometimes. And make sure that your child is covered in the worst situations. So let's make sure that, with getting the schedules together for everybody, let's start a group text. There's no, you don't have to just text the dad or just the mom by yourself. You can make sure that you include everybody that's in this blended family to a group text. That way everybody is on the same page. And I tell a lot of my clients it takes like a year or two for everybody to get together to kind of flow, because you're bringing in a lot of different personalities. You're bringing in a lot of different things. So you want to make sure that everybody is together and flowing. Have nights out when everybody does stuff together. That is an amazing thing for kids to see. You go bowling. You can, cook dinner together. Start traditions as a blended family. Go on vacation if you can, all together. One of my girlfriends has a blended family organization, which is going to be a corporation soon. But she talks about dad's new girlfriend. She breaks down a lot of things that a lot of women think and a lot of fathers think, and I freaking love it. I was able to be on a panel of one of her conferences, and it was amazing. And I'm going to drop a link below to the blended family so people can understand that it's other people who have those questions, who have concerns, and it's not just you. And I love what she's doing, because she's showing that blended families can work with black people. She's showing that blended families can work, period. She's showing that as long as you're, mature and you're an adult about it, everything can work out. And I love the whole organization that she has going. So what did we learn today, kids? We learned be a team, start new traditions, have a schedule, a predictable schedule. Make sure that you always think about the kids. Make sure that we're not talking about the other person that the parent is dating in front of the kids. Kids talk. We're making sure that we keep a positive energy when we're around each other. Pick up and drop offs. Remember your business tone. And we're also making sure that we pray as a team. Prayer is very important to me, because I know what it can change. So thank you for watching. Thank you guys for stopping by, and send in your questions and comments so we can start more videos. I'm going to try to drop 2 videos, but we'll see. Thank you guys again.